Just a few hours ago, new U.S. tariffs on $200 billion worth of Chinese goods took effect, even as negotiators from the two sides meet in Washington. China says it regrets the decision by President Trump and says it will respond. Hyesung reports.
The U.S. and China concluded the first of 2 days of talks on Thursday in Washington to try to salvage a trade deal. The Chinese delegation led by Vice Premier Liu He sat down with American officials, including U.S. Trade Representative Robert Lighthizer and Treasury Secretary Mnuchin, for around 90 minutes. After announcing plans to raise tariffs on $200 billion of Chinese imports last weekend and accusing China of backtracking on a draft trade deal, President Trump said a deal is still possible this week at the White House Thursday, just hours before the talks began.
I did get last night a very beautiful letter from President Xi. Let's work together. Let's see if we can get something done. But they renegotiated the deal. I mean, they took, whether it's intellectual property theft, they took many parts of that deal and they renegotiated.
But tensions between Washington and Beijing remain high. U.S. tariffs on $200 billion of Chinese imports, or around 5,700 goods ranging from auto parts to clothes, have been increased from 10% to 25% starting Friday Washington time. The U.S. Customs and Border Protection says the new 25% duty will affect U.S.-bound cargo leaving China after 12:01 a.m. Friday. In response, China's Commerce Ministry said it deeply regrets the U.S. decision, adding that it would take necessary countermeasures without elaborating. Already, the two sides have exchanged tariffs on over $360 billion worth of goods since last year. High-level trade talks between the two have been going on for months, with Washington calling on Beijing to make changes to its trade and regulatory practices, including protection over U.S. intellectual property and increased market access to China. Trade talks will resume again Friday local time in Washington. Hyesung, Arirang News.